Suzanne from Wyandotte, Michigan, has a question about attic mold.
Well, it happened the year after she bought her house 4 years ago.
Okay.
Suzanne writes, my 1,034 square foot home has 6 vents and now 8 soffit vents on each side, 2 gable vents and a turbine vent. I've been fighting negative air pressure, she says, Tom, and I noticed that the roof vents allowed air to come into the attic plus the gable vents. So I've sealed off the roof vents and will be closing off everything else to bomb the attic for mold. By sealing off these vents, I've noticed that the air pressure inside the living space is much better. And by the way, she says, I have no ridge vent. So Suzanne wants to know, what do you think she should do?
Well, I think it's really poor to seal off your ventilation, especially when you get a cold winter. You're going to have all kinds of problems happening because the attic's going to be warm, and you're going to have the ice on your, the ice and snow, I should say, on your roof will melt and refreeze and start to rip your shingles apart. You want your attic always to be the same temperature as the outside. I'm not sure how you're trying to keep mold out, but mold is everywhere. You're not going to keep it out. Even when you walk in your house, you have some kind of mold in there. You just don't want more than what's on the outside of the homes. That's how they measure mold and do testing to see if it's greater inside than outside. If it's not, you're fine. But as far as that goes, I would not block the vents off at all. And as far as the pressures go, if you're having a pressure issue that you feel, then I would put a fresh air return into the central system. And that way it will balance out and give you a positive as opposed to a negative pressure. Down in the Houston area where we are, that's really important, but it can be important anywhere, especially the tighter the homes get.
And I imagine in Wisconsin or Michigan, wherever. Michigan, yeah, that the house is really tight for the winter.
Oh, yeah, they build them, and it's only 4 years old, so it's one of the super new tight ones, not the old ones that they, years ago.
What about all that ventilation in the attic, all those competing ventilation devices?
Yeah, they are. I mean, if it was up to us, I'd tell you, ridge vent, soffit vent, and get rid of all the others. But I don't want you blocking the whole thing up and trying to seal it off. Right now, I would leave it as is because I don't think you have any problem, and I don't want you to create a problem. But it's a little schizophrenic as far as all the different vents she has. Not you, but whoever put all those vents in. Yeah. But yeah, if you ever get a new roof and the time will come eventually, put a ridge vent in, get rid of all those other vents, and see if you can run soffit vents down below, and you'll be perfect.
Including the gable vents, they got to go too.
Either go or block them on the inside. Then you would block them, but you'd have a ridge vent first before you start blocking those.
All right. You got a question? We'll help you out just like that. Send it to us at HomeShowRadio.com using the Ask Tom form. We'll answer it in these videos just like these ones over yonder.